Happy Sunday. Well, we're almost there. If you're celebrating all the days of Christmas or you're celebrating whatever holiday that you love, whether it was winter solstice, opening the new door to winter, this is a powerful time to manifest. So we don't always continue to talk about that, but it is. It's a powerful time to manifest and create what you want because there's so much joy this time of year with people wanting to connect with families or tribes or whoever. They're really trying to bring in things in a much more positive way. And so you can pull some of that energy in. I always do some kind of ritual on the 25th of December because everybody's having, I shouldn't say everybody, a lot of people are having joy. There's a lot of people that are alone and feeling hopeless at this time of year because perhaps they don't have it as fortunate as many of us. So remember them as well. Send some prayers out and some healing. But I want to say thank you to all of you who continue to support me from the littlest ways that really make a difference to the big giant ones of you being there. This this year hasn't been easy for me. And I'm showing you my humanness because everybody always thinks I have it all figured out and everything's okay. Well, I'm human just like each one of you. And we all go through our trials. And I'm in my own right now. So thank you for your continued support, prayers, and however you show up for me. And may it come back to you a gazillion more times in your life. So let's move on. Okay. Work your light. Yes, work it. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to be changed? Look at the fragments there. So it's almost like as you look at her, you see aspects of herself that need to go. So, what are you tired of in your life? You know, it's really interesting because, sometimes we get tired of hearing our own story or talking about the same things that we want to change in our life. So, allow yourself to feel that and be able to make those changes. Change doesn't happen overnight. But if we continue to make little baby steps, eventually we get there. And we're so glad that we did. What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, evolution, and growth. I want to say, especially now, in the age of Aquarius, where we are has to completely change. The love and understanding for each other, regardless of your religion, regardless of culture, regardless of political persuasion, you need to start coming to a place where we all come back together again and love is all there is. And no, I'm not a fairy tale. Change is one of the only certainties in life. When you resist your cyclical nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be. But there comes a time when it's harder to hold on to the facade than it is to embrace who we truly are. Just, let me just stop for a second. And that's what I was talking about. When we talk about those things that we feel like I'm no longer that person, even in a good way, right? Maybe you're the one that kills yourself for your family. Maybe you're the one that's always in the friend group that's checking on everybody else, and you're like, hey, could somebody help out now and then? So surrender to how we have changed and align life to that way of being. If you pulled this card, you are being called to let go of who you once were or the things that once defined yourself to be. So is it your job? Is it your relationship? What is it? Um, Perhaps you have outgrown some relationships. I'm seeing this a lot with people, not only in their primary relationship, but friends. Maybe you don't feel a connection with some people in your life because you formed that 25 years ago and you kept growing and they stayed the same. Bless them and move on. It says, bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that they are congruent with who you are truly today. That's a great question to ask yourself. What is not in alignment? Doreen Virtue, Mary, Queen of Angels. Great time. I brought the Christ energy and the Mother Mary in for this week. All right, Mother Mary, what's the message? Joy. By enjoying this moment, I'm giving thanks to God in my life. So, what can I say about joy? This is usually a joyful time of life, joyful time of the year. People are going to church that maybe don't go, and they're listening to beautiful choirs, or they're doing fun things, looking at the lights and driving around. Whatever it is for you, whatever brings you joy, do some this week. I think that's the message. It says, Mother Mary guides you to enjoy this moment and the next, regardless of what you're experiencing. As you cultivate the ability to find joy in the present, you pull to you more reasons to be joyful. In every situation, you have opportunities to find blessings. Boy, isn't that's a mouthful. Your happiness inspires others to transform their own sorrow into bliss. Yeah, awesome. You can resolve your current question and situation by choosing the path of joy. What would bring more of it into your heart and soul? So there it is. If getting a new job would bring more joy into your life, then that's what you should do. All right. This week, Christ Consciousness by Amanda Ellis. If you've never checked Amanda Ellis out, she's amazing. My only complaint is her videos go a little long. I can't always do 45 minutes, but she gives us a lot of insight. And the next two decks, this one and the Metatron Oracle, are by her. So I thought it'd be fun to bring in the Christ energy this week. And if you're not connected to Christ, the being or the man, then be connected to Christ love, Christ consciousness. Love thy neighbor, be of service. Wow, great week for that, right? So here we talked about not everybody being that fortunate. And here this man is, and somebody is giving something to him that is less fortunate. So think of that. Perhaps you know somebody that's going to be alone at Christmas, and you might want to invite them in for dinner or just include them in some way. Be there for each other, to see every person as a member of your soul tribe is one of the highest expressions of Christ consciousness. Every day we can choose not to be the one to walk on by, but to do our bit to alleviate suffering. We cannot solve all the world's problems, of course, and we are not supposed to become burdened by them, but simply to do what we can when we notice and are able to. It can be in the simplest act and does not have to be about giving anything more than our attention or presence. Stopping to smile at, acknowledge, and talk with a homeless person is just as important as the aspect of giving something material. Interesting, when Gerard and I were on a trip to Sedona and we were coming back to the airport in Phoenix, we stopped for gas to fill up, and there was a homeless guy there, and Gerard started talking to him about, he looked like a normal person, right? And how did you get here? And he was saying how he was on top of the world and he was making a ton of money and he lost his job and how things deteriorate. We don't know where we're going to be tomorrow. And just because somebody's homeless doesn't mean they're not intelligent or whatever. They just had some hard times. What would it be like if you had a hard time and didn't have somebody to rescue you out of it? It says, there but for the grace of God go I, is a useful adage to remember. We can all, through a separate set of circumstances, be the person who lost the job, be in pain, be the outcast, or be the penniless addict. To see within the soul of one who suffers is an opportunity to show love, and is what is important. Not to shun or turn away, but to be the one who asks, how may I serve you? Knowing, too, that what you give and do through every interaction serves you also. To see in the beggar, the refuge, the beaten woman, a chance to be like Jesus and do as he would, and to exhibit the same care for yourself as well. Living in a world where so many have so much, but where others have so little, is a great imbalance. It may be that you are asked to stop and give thanks for a warm home, fresh water, safety, comfort. Conversely, it may also be that it is you who seeks another's kindness, have fallen on tough times, not knowing how to cope or what to do. I was looking on TikTok last night, and there was a gentleman on there, broke my heart. He was asking for prayers. He said, I'm having a real rough time and I can barely cope. He said, please send me your prayers. And of course I did. But you just don't know. You may need words of encouragement, whether from a stranger in the street or a dear friend. Buying the meal for someone who was hungry, sitting with the child alone and ostracized at school, noticing the old person alone every day, or visiting a grieving friend. If it is you who are in need, be open and ask for help, anticipating that good people will respond. In addition, you are thanked for the times you have been generous in thought, word, and deed, prayers offered, the effort you put into helping another. It may also be this card is encouraging you in a charitable time. Every done deed is noticed. Every gesture and act of assistance is needed in a world crying out for love. You are thankful for all you give. You are thanked for all you give and how you serve and all that you are. Great time of year to be hearing that message, right? Okay, and the last one, Metatron. Okay, self-mastery oracle. My whole thing's falling apart here. I love this side of it too. It's so pretty. All right, Metatron, what do you want to tell us for this week? Indigo, mystery and mastery of life. Cool. You cannot discover yourself by staying only in the warm sunshine of your life. You need the searching times of the dark night of the soul as well. And you need the deep, dark midnight skies to shower you with starlight, reminding you of your place in the wider universe and the planets and star systems. You are the stars, the moonlight, and the galactic origins. It says, note daydreams and allow time to visualize, to wish and to believe in magic, creating visions that are possible if you dare to dream. It says, sink into indigo's depth and mystical beauty and discover anew. So great week ahead. Be in the giving this week and you'll find your own joy. Thank you.